That order ready to go? Okay. One of y'all gonna take it. Okay, go ahead, Larry.
Yeah, Ray, I had to step back outside the curtain because I didn't get no signal when I got inside. Okay, what about the lamb leg now?
There's a leg of lamb. It's right as you go in the door, on the right. You have to actually get in the freezer, but it should be some right there. It's a long piece of meat, about as long as your fingertip to your elbow. Leg of lamb. Anybody can put heat to the meat, but there's very few can do world famous barbecue. Barbecue is something that you create from its infancy until the end. It's not that we do anything different, it's how we do it, it's the chemistry, it's the blend. I can tell you all day long how I do my sauce and this and that. But if the chemistry is not right, if the blend is not right, it doesn't make that much difference.
I've been doing this for 30 years.
But we always say, all we do is just flat-foot barbecue. And that's it. It started back really when I was 6 years old in a place called Hughes, Arkansas. And I met this man, his name was Joe Holmes Sr. And he saw that I was sort of a hustler, you know, a roustabout, as if you would call it. And he needed someone to help him out because he was up in age. And back in those days, he would haul cotton choppers to the field, so he was tired at the end of the day, and I would take over the operations in a little bus, well, a dilapidated bus that was not moving. It was just sitting like on the ground, and he had a candy store, and I started in that. Well, as I would work that, I got a little older, about a year or two later. I went with him up on the streets, and I mean the streets by, we used to call them juke houses, and he had this tin building on a trailer, and he sold barbecue. The barbecue was so hot that you had to have a drink afterwards or something cold to quench the hotness, to take, you know, to cool it down. Well, after watching him for several years, I developed my own strategy. And as about 12 years old, I started cooking on my own, watching my mom. She was an integral part in it, as well as my father later on. But I developed my own style at that time. Went to junior high school here, which is the Wonder High School, one of the black schools here in the city. Well, really the only one at that time. And I got into the band. And the band director, who was a great friend, father figure, a very close individual, Mr. Bobby Porter, we called him the doctor. And he taught us to play an instrument. And he would always tell us, this is your axe. It'll make you living one day. I remember one time how I found out about the barbecue at the Memphis in May thing, which at that time was the Cotton Makers Jubilee. We played in the band, it was called the Cotton Carnival. And we would go over there and play. And I remember one night we were invited, and we laugh about it now, but we didn't have enough money because we were so poor to buy uniforms. His wife, Mrs. Porter, we call her Mickey, she stayed up all night dyeing Banlon shirts for the band, the gold color, what we needed. And that's where we saw all these old ladies who could cook barbecue. You know, the ladies with the tobacco in one side of their mouth and snuff in the other one. You know, these people with the long dress and the head rags, those were the original pioneers of barbecue and cooking. After graduating through high school, we opened up a business that catapulted us into the barbecue business even further. After that, I developed my own style of cooking, and it's called Taste the Difference. And that is the difference when you can taste the difference. And that started in 1971. No problem. Give me, heat me up a cup of chillins. And at that time, being on Broadway and the only black person on a major thoroughfare, you know, what to expect and how people treated you, which never did stop me or deter my thought at all, because I was determined that I was going to be there, and I was there to stay and wasn't afraid. It was one of the determining factors, the reason I am where I am today, because I didn't stop, and I didn't look back, and I didn't stop running. One day, got a call and said, the President of the United States is going to be in town, and we're going to need somebody to feed him. So I thought it was a joke, you know. I'm still out delivering barbecue. So they called me the next day and they said, can you have all your employees here? We need to see them and talk to them. I said, yeah. So when upon arriving that evening, I got there. They inspected all of us, got Social Security numbers and all this stuff. And this was on a Wednesday. Thursday, they called me and told me to have food ready for 184 people Friday evening at the college. The President of the United States. They told me what he liked and what he didn't like. So I said, okay. We were very proud of ourselves because we put it off without a hitch. I'm still barbecuing. So we moved again, and we moved up on the service road. Still barbecuing. And as of November the 16th, this week, we've been in business 49 years cooking. So that's how it evolved, and I'm still cooking. And my wife. Hello. 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 Hey. Okay, I'm doing my Hey man. Hey, Papa call you back. Okay, Papa call you back. I'm doing my interview, sweetie. Papa call you back. I'll call you back, okay? All right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Fourth generation barbecue, man. Grandson.